Greetings, adventurers, and welcome to GrowedUpGeek Gaming. It is Wednesday night, which means we are here for our high-level limited campaign, Dynasty of Dragons. Oops, I guess I can kind of dispel with the illusion there for a second. So we have a very big episode, so we're going to kind of breeze through the early stuff, do a quick recap, jump right in. I will start with the intros. I am Manny at GrowedUpGeek on your social medias, Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. We are live here on Twitch Tuesday, Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. And those episodes get uploaded to YouTube on Monday and Tuesday afternoons. If you like what we do here, give us a follow, like, subscribe, high five, fist bump, peace sign, whatever it is to show your affirmation and your support. We love it, and these great people deserve a little affirmation when I torture them every week. So that's me. Let's meet our amazing cast. Do a quick recap. That will be very quick. And then we'll jump right in. Let us start with one of the curious parties who just could not resist a gleaming magical artifact. Raz, go ahead and tell us about Daemion. And also what you thought of your experience with the orb. Was it like the meme promised or better?
Man, why you gotta make it out like I'm some sort of shiny seeker?
You're not. I had a good time doing it. I know it was kind of punitive, but you know, did you?
Mistakes were made, man. Fucking spooky voices and visions and a concussion all wrapped up into about a 2-second span of time. Yes. I still don't know what the full aftermath is going to be because we haven't actually gotten around to waking up yet.
Nope. Spoiler alert, there will be a headache.
Shocking.
So, all right. Let us slide over to the other curious party who could not help themselves with the orb. Robin. So basically what happened is they both failed intelligence saves. Daemion failed but has a higher hit point pool. Tess saved but has a lower pool from which to drink. And so the mixed results somehow did not play out as you expected. So how you...
Oh no, like you keep saying this like I stumbled into, or like she stumbled into it and like she didn't know the consequences. She's like, this is probably going to mess me up.
Okay. YOLO.
Yeah, I did the math and it didn't look great for me, but I sure got some answers. So it worked out in her favor.
Hit that thing like the plunger on Family Feud. Just,
yeah. Yeah, like, and, you know, she's also now seeing that she and Daemion are tied together in some way. It just, at least through these vaults. So, yeah, she's not going to have him do that alone. She's going to get in there, make sure that there's 2 sets of eyes on it.
YOLO. Bam.
But also, what is going on?
Well,
Who is that?
We'll get to that. We're getting kind of J.J. Abrams here with the show, and we're going to have some answers here very shortly, I assure you. Let us slide over to the scholar who knew better than to touch the artifact, despite what he may learn from it. Nick, tell us about Banquo and what you're thinking right now with this situation with Daemion and Tess, who just kind of touched something and went night-night.
Yeah, so Banquo, as our resident soldier scholar, is just in this for the knowledge, and what better way of finding out about something dangerous than to let somebody else handle it? And
tell me how you feel.
Yeah, it's like that scene in Shaun of the Dead where the lady gets up and she's got the hole in her, and you just see Nick Frost just start clicking the camera over her.
Just be standing over them when they wake up with like a scroll and like a pen, be like, okay, cool, you're awake. So how was it?
Exactly.
Tell me everything. All right. Last and not least, our gentle giant whose caring heart probably skipped a beat as he watched 2 of his companions touch the shiny. And when we left it, they were out cold. So any desire to touch the orb? Like to touch it, or are you just gonna pick it up and snatch it?
Well, Basall was ready to touch it, and then they decided to go ahead and do it. So he's going to let them. He will try to make sure they're alive after the fact to share what they've learned, because he doesn't want the group to die. So he is prepared with revivify and health and things to try to make sure they're upright at the end of this.
No need for revivify just yet. So yeah, that is our amazing cast. We're going to jump right in after this quick recap. So last week, the party, fresh from their combat at the front with an undead horde, ogres, orcs, regular undead, and the such, made their way through the town of Glister, their sort of ultimate goal when they set out from Melvont, only to find the entire town abandoned. The center of it looked like it had been run through, both gates, front and back, smashed down under something that seemed to be just incredibly heavy. The bridge across the river behind the town, also broken under an excess amount of weight. After making the crossing, they found a mining camp, made their way through what they discovered to be topaz mines in the Galena Mountains. Made their way through the older excavations closest to the mine entrance, deeper and deeper into the mountains for hours, losing track of time and traveling quite a significant distance, before eventually kind of coming to a series of chambers, fresh excavation, just massive stones still set in the walls, easily accessible, looking like the mine had been abandoned or freshly unearthed. And as they got deeper into that portion, eventually they came across the second dragon vault of the campaign. They made their way in, found some more undead servants, as they have the entire journey through the mountain and the mines. And upon entering the vault proper behind the door, they discovered exactly what they'd seen in the previous one. Same walls, same ceiling of a nighttime sky showing the constellations and celestial bodies of Toro. A etching, a stone slab at the wall in front of them with a map and X's signifying potentially the locations of other dragon vaults around the land. And this time, the guardians in this bluish black plate armor were less dead than the last ones in the red dragon vaults. On the altar was an orb. The orb proved too much to resist. Tess and Daemion touched it and were dealt 51 and 25 points of psychic damage respectively. Yes? Yes.
Yeah, it's a
Sounds a little
good thing
low.
I saved. 51 is all my HP.
Yeah. And with that, we ended the session. Since last week, I have sent Tess and Daemion a quick kind of summation of their experience from touching the orb, as well as essentially the most threatening voicemail ever from a disembodied voice that they also heard in conjunction with the visions they received by touching the orb. And with that, we will turn this over back to the party for Dynasty of Dragons, Episode 8, A Dynasty Experienced. You all stand there in the large dragon vault, raised ceilings, piles of bones of the undead strewn about. The altar intact this time with a large orb. After you talk to... Who are the dead bodies you talk to? The Guardians, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. After speaking to the Guardians and getting a little bit more of information, including the kind of memorable response that somehow Tess and Daemion were the past and future of something. The temptation was too much. They touched the orb, dealt a significant amount of psychic damage, passed out, hand still on the orb. So Banquo and Basall, just as quickly as they touch it, the lights go out and boom, they go down. They are laying there. They're not convulsing. Eyes aren't rolled into the back of their head. They just seem almost as if to have gone to sleep. The lights just snuffed out just like that. They sit there. They are kind of stuck to the orb with the hand that they used to touch it with in the first place. What would you two like to do as they lay there?
I think first thing Banquo would do would be instinctively try to toss a healing word at each of them.
Okay.
Which probably won't do a whole lot, but they also have very low HP. So that'll be 6 for Raz, 8 for Robin.
Yeah, had temporary HP, so she's not looking all that bad.
How does that work?
Your name's first alphabetically.
Wait, did you roll twice?
Yeah,
You don't have to roll for me. We've been over this.
I know, but Banquo's instinct would not be to be aware of that.
Well, okay, but you're Nick. How much? What is it? D4 plus 5?
Yeah.
So 9.
Thank you. She's
You see the magic take hold. They look slightly better. People when they experience like a very large trauma, you can see how it ages them like over time. They look like they've aged in a matter of seconds. Just eyes a little more deep set, skin not as taut, and like a little streak of like white hair right here about the temple.
My hair is white.
Yours goes black, Cruella.
There's a whiter strip.
So does it look like they're hanging off, like their hand is like glued to it?
Yes.
Or does it look like... Okay.
Yeah, it's not that they fell like that. Like, especially probably for Tess, her hand being stuck on the orb is probably kind of suspending her weight. I imagine her arms aren't like long enough for her butt to get all the way to the floor.
No, she's pretty short.
Okay. So yeah, you can see
Yeah.
Tess kind of like dangling freely and not resting like on either her legs or her butt on the floor.
Yeah, he would turn to Basall and say, "We gotta get them off of that thing." And
That was my thought.
probably go for a tackle
Okay.
when somebody's being electrocuted.
Yeah, whichever one he doesn't hit, I'm gonna go and attempt to lift them off the orb.
Nick,
I'm gonna tackle. Hold on a sec. That will be Tess.
okay.
It's like the edge spear.
Gentle. She's had a rough day. Yeah, so you don't really drive the shoulder into like the rib cage to knock the wind out of her. You do get her kind of hard. You know, you're not sure how much force you're going to need to remove her. And with just the slightest little bit of resistance, her hand pops loose and she falls to the ground, flat on her back, face up,
Still unconscious.
still unconscious.
Breathing.
Breathing.
Okay.
So then Basall's gonna grab Daemion and just lift him up off of it
Okay.
and set him down.
Same thing. Just as you start to kind of pull the weight, you can see Daemion's arm like extend fully, like it's not really going to let go. And eventually it does. And, you know, okay, so you got him up now. He's all like completely limp in your arms.
Yeah, and I'm just sitting down on the floor so we can figure out what's going on.
Okay. They lay down. Daemion, I imagine your armor is going to kind of like just naturally put you kind of flat, right? Probably rounded in the pauldrons, can't really kind of lay you on your side. You just kind of, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Good
Okay.
luck trying to put me on my side.
Okay. So you're going to find your way to your back as well. And after your experience hearing a voice and seeing kind of a visual montage of a few things, everything snaps back to the present. You're very cognizant that something just happened. These images, you cannot get them out of your head, nor can you get the haunting voice either. But your eyes slowly open. You see a very large figure and a slightly smaller one standing over you, looking concerned. And as you look past them, all you see is what appears to be the night sky. Give me a perception check, both of you, with disadvantage, as you kind of a little foggy.
13.
Okay.
11.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh.
Tess, it looks like the constellations, the static, kind of constellations, seem to be breaking apart and reconfiguring.
Any particular shapes they seem to be forming?
They, constellations, not exactly the most straightforward depiction of anything.
Yeah. I didn't know if they were
this
like
is a pot. You're going to tell me it's a
connected
bear?
dots kind of thing.
Yeah, no. You can just tell them kind of like one, obviously the familiar kind of formation that you've known, your entire life and probably all of existence. And then they all seem to kind of shift, but coalesce together like in a purposeful way.
Okay, that's what I was kind of getting at more is what's the pattern of their motion? Is it like more, they're all coming together like Big Bang style?
Like a bunch of them splitting apart, and then this one splits into two halves, one over here splits into two halves, this becomes one, and then kind of so on and so forth.
All right.
Daemion, it's just gonna feel like you're dizzy. The sky on the ceiling in the Dragon Vault seems to be spinning, kind of disorienting. But they are now awake, and I'll turn it over to you to see how you want to deal with this.
I forgot my notes, but there was something about, if somebody else has theirs, there was something about these things being the cosmos, I want to say. The
Does
orbs, I
not
mean, being
ring
the
a bell.
cosmos. I don't remember the exact phrasing, and my notebook's at work. Who wants to do a heist into the bank?
Next campaign.
I know. Tess is gonna kind of wheeze awake a little bit, and can someone grab me my journal?
That was stupid. I see
I'll
that now.
grab the journal and pass it to her.
And she starts writing down notes and kind of, hey, Day, you see something too?
Something. I heard something. I heard something real bad.
Hey,
You guys should put the cover back on that.
I show you what I've written down, and I'll wait till she'll also be showing the others. Manny, mind if I go ahead and read the message?
No, go ahead.
So Tess has written, greetings, champions of Illithrax, the iconoclast, the cosmic collector and annihilator of worlds. The master judgment will be upon you soon. 2 beacons have been activated. Their protectors now your servants. Find the other beacons, guide our master to your world, Earn his mercy as he raises your world's existence to ashes. The time of judgment is at hand. Raises being as in a fire, not raises like lifting something up. I did not mean to roll a d20.
So Tess is going to tell you, to her credit, exactly word for word of, and how would you describe the voice that gave that message? Was it pleasant? Good phone voice?
I think she jots down a couple notes. Dark, almost obscured by something. Very sure of itself. Is that what you heard?
It definitely said annihilator of worlds.
Plural.
Yeah.
And that it's coming here. Something about beacons. 2 beacons. That part seems pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
We should cover that up. And make sure nobody touches any more of them.
Yeah, I put there was a cloth covering on it before, right?
The lead.
Lead veil.
Lead, okay.
Like kryptonite.
Yeah.
We should confirm, though, that this is what, like, did we activate it? Did somebody else activate it? Why activate it and leave it here? I got a lot of answers and a lot more questions.
Yeah, I don't know how we're going to confirm any of that.
We have another dead body.
Get to the next beacon.
And I'm going to catch my breath.
How many hit points are you still missing, Tess?
6.
What? Dang!
Yeah,
You had
like
more temp HP than I thought.
I had a bunch of temp HP, baby. And I only took 25. But I mean, to be fair, that's still an eighth of my health. But yeah.
I can hit you with a healing word.
I think we're gonna need spell slots. I think maybe hold that one off. We can take a rest if need be. I mean, what's a spell slot? I'm a D&D character.
Well, I can just give you 6 HP. That's easy. That's barely a dent in my...
Bespoke healing.
That works.
Well, what we do know is this is the second orb we've found. Well, second vault we've found. This is only the first orb. But it seems pretty straightforward, I think, that there was one there. And I feel like it's a relatively safe guess to say that the person we heard about in the last vault, who basically destroyed everything, is probably the same person who took the orb.
He said champions.
Oh yeah, he did.
And something about the protectors are your servants.
It'd be great if they weren't a pile of ash.
Are those other things protectors?
Mr. Disembodied Voice over there is cracked if he thinks I'm going to be the champion of anything. Just because I touched some frickin' shiny rock in a cave.
Paladins touching orbs is no reason for a system of government.
Should have read the fine print written in tiny words around the edge of the orb.
By touching this orb, you agree to the end-user license agreement.
The Satan clause.
Look, I'm just saying, the last time I touched a spherical beacon and then had some stupid voice telling me what to do in my head, we did not get along.
How many are you up to now?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
1.
2. It's not a lot, but it's so weird that it happened 2 times.
It is weird that it happened twice. Is that that uppity fucking Meridia?
Excellent. Thank you.
All right, so Banquo, you're gonna put the veil back on the orb. It's very custom fit. It completely obscures any view of the orb. And through the south wall, you've been in the dark in caves, just lit by this kind of odd bioluminescent rock. There's daylight in a big gaping hole in the bottom of this room.
Well, y'all think we should leave the orb here?
No.
Is there any kind of, like, in the altar, is there any kind of, like, not really bag, but, like, carrying case? I don't know.
Do we still have the other lead cover?
Yeah, I have it.
Okay, so Basall's gonna ask you for that. He's gonna set his pack down, and he's going to grab it like a hot loaf of bread out of the oven with both lead veils.
I
Okay.
have crossbun.
Do you want me to roll something for that, or is
No. It's definitely manageable for what I imagine your size hands to be, and I imagine you're just gonna squeeze the shit out of it, right? That's how you're gonna apply the force to make sure it doesn't fall. Squeeze the hell out of it.
I'm just gonna try and palm it from both sides through the veils and just up with it.
Okay. And then what? Drop it in your pack?
Yeah.
All right.
If
You know
we
what they say about big hands. Big
if
ones.
we slice open a water skin, we can probably fashion a sort of carrying thing for it.
You're gonna put it in a
Keeps
bowling
the
ball
veils
bag?
from falling
Seriously?
off. Yeah, basically reverse engineering
This is a
one.
powerful fucking artifact. You can turn this into the Lebowski? Come on now.
Strike.
Don't
I
mess
mean,
with
it
what
just
works.
knocked down at least 2 pins.
Get your toe with paint on it. Okay, so Basall, it's gonna land. What else you got in there? I mean, a lot, right?
Yeah, we've got the ores and stones from the first mine. We've got obviously all my personal things. I've got the armor from the first mine.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, no, the armor is still in there.
Okay.
I don't like how you acknowledged that.
Well, see, that's what I'm worried about. Is why would we want it just jangling around in a bag? How are we ever going to get it out again?
Dump it on the floor,
I don't think there's enough room for it to jangle around.
like when they cut the shark
Put it
open in
in-
Jaws, and all like the license plate and shit falls out.
I can probably put it in mine. All of my stuff is pretty well padded. You don't want bottles clanging together.
I mean, look, y'all fine with it. You want to leave it in there? I mean, it goes in. Everything about it, if it was glass or even like a kind of stone, you would have expected it to chip or gouge, scratch. Perfectly smooth, perfectly like intact. Whatever this stuff is, or this artifact is, it's probably designed to be pretty indestructible. You could probably kick it all the way home and it'd be fine.
Dribble it.
Seal dribbles. What the fuck are you doing? Stop playing with the orb.
Well, they're trying to figure out how to manage the orb into Basall's bag. I'm gonna just do like a once over around the room to see if there's anything else.
Okay. Let's do 2 parts. Let's do kind of... Do you want to do like all the walls? You want to just kind of like a general feel?
I think I was mostly looking in the piles of
Okay.
presumably skeletons.
Yeah, collections of all kinds of bones. Some still with armor and swords kind of mixed in, as if they currently lay where they fell. Some of them seemingly pretty well equipped. See, the kind of glint. I imagine you've studied a little bit. You know what a well-crafted piece of weaponry looks like. You see them kind of mixed in the pile. And they seem to be mostly humanoids, the skeletons. Arranged as, the kind of two-legged, upright kind of, stature
Bipedal.
implies, yes. I don't want to use two-legged bipedal. Yeah, I mean, varying sizes. Some look like they could be, furbolg skeleton all the way down to dwarves, gnomes. But they're all kind of like arranged. They don't seem to be like a pile that people have collected. Like, it just seemed to be that just place where a bunch of people died.
All right. Well, I will especially double check on any well-crafted looking weapons, gear, and anything else like that. But I'll also be looking on the floors for any kind of trapdoors, looking at the walls for any kind of like symbols or runes or writing that we didn't see yet.
Give me an investigation check real quick.
I cast a guidance on myself as I'm doing it.
Okay.
That will be a 21 plus a d4. That would be a 23.
Okay. It is hauntingly exactly similar to the previous one in construction. That don't know how old it is. It is unbelievably well crafted. All the gaps between all the stones are as small as humanly possible. Everything is hewn perfectly at right angles. It is an unbelievably well crafted structure within a mountain. Nothing seems out of place. The same map that lies behind the altar looks the same as the one in the previous. You've kind of figured now that the X indicators aren't precise, more kind of a general direction. This place proves it. Your basic geography now, you know how far you've been in a scale. You can tell that the X is not where you currently are, as it would be represented on the map.
All right. Did I find anything useful or valuable?
Not really. Everything seems kind of chipped or maybe shiny. Somebody who has a kind of vanity sword.
Okay.
Compensating for things.
No tools or ornaments on the altar?
No.
Wow, Manny.
Hmm.
You got a problem with my sword?
No. You actually used
Too
it.
shiny.
And you're alive. Ish. Yeah.
You're one up on all these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Losers. Look at them. They're dead. Way dead.
I would like to move over, and Tess is kind of looking at the one that we haven't spoken with yet, of the two drow, and would like to just kind of look him over. Anything of interest other than the armor?
They were drow?
I thought they were drow, like dead drow, but she felt a sense of kinship with them. Manny's been making a face for a minute.
I know. Hold on.
If I remember right, one of them offered a sword to Daemion.
Yep, that's the other thing I'm looking at.
I'm still waiting for my moment to investigate the new sword. Also, if I could stop having a concussion at any time, that'd be great.
Okay.
Is that an actual status effect?
I could have sworn it was just like.
I'm gonna make it
What's
one.
that What's that bludgeoning blow you've gotten inside of your head? That couldn't have been me.
They have elven-like features.
They really should be a concussed.
I didn't
Elven. Okay.
specify.
Okay.
Okay. The drow part is something else. The kindred spirit ties in, but not in a
There's also
similar
information
lineage
that
kind of way.
there's also information that Tess just gained that kind of leads her to believe that these were probably drow.
Okay.
That's her guess, I guess. Who she assumes are drow.
Okay. Oh, I can live with that.
Fair enough.
Yeah, so these don't look these look bad, but not in the same way. These look purposefully undead, not kind of this freakishly, like, almost dehydrated husks of beings that you saw in the Red Dragon Vault. These seem to be undead in the more traditional kind of way in everything you've encountered to this point. Nothing unnatural about them. They seem to kind of fit the undead theme as it has been for a minute. So we're upgrading in condition. Still not, like, alive. Less dead. More moisture. Moving. You didn't steal her stuff.
Do they hold anything interesting? Like, if I investigate, is there anything like in his pockets?
They don't have any pockets.
I don't know if armor had.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. It's just the armor. Does he have his sword on him still?
Does.
May I take that?
Sure.
Alright. Is that just a longsword?
Yes. I'm gonna need you to make an intelligence saving throw, please.
Oh gosh. I would cast guidance on myself. I don't know if that applies to saves though.
Nope.
Nope, that's just ability check. Something in resistance. Which one of you fools is it gonna be? This one was rolling good for me Saturday. It rolled good for me today. That is a 26.
Okay. Ooh, you're still gonna take 7 points of damage. I rolled a 7 and an 8 on 2d8.
Yeah, the problem with resistance is that you would have to know ahead of time.
Yeah.
I mean, there seems to be a thing.
And I definitely didn't.
Seems to be a trend.
So she has guidance on herself, thinking she would need to do like a skill well.
As
searching or something.
As you touch it, just kind of poke at it, or you're gonna like literally grab it, like pick it up, grab it.
Trying to take it.
Okay. In a very similar kind of sensation as touching the orb, less agonizing, less traumatic, but almost like a magnetism. As you get very close to the grip, like even before you can willfully touch it, it almost sucks you in, grabs you, jolt of pain rides up your arm, square into the brain noodle, and you are shown this image very quickly of something large flying through the cosmos.
Do I fall unconscious?
No.
Okay.
No.
I do lose concentration.
Just a good shock.
I do lose concentration on guidance because I rolled a nat 1 on my concentration check.
Oof.
Not a big loss.
Okay.
But
Just funny.
So yeah, Tess is going to take the sword. You're going to see this vision, and it's just going to be really quick. You having spent some time looking up at the sky, the kind of backdrop and familiarity of what lies beyond is pretty familiar to you. So you can see something like moving. It's like the perspective of you standing out in a field and watching a comet, except much bigger, moving across the sky.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Did anyone else have something they'd like to do, or should we have another conversation? Could we have another conversation, I suppose, Basall?
Yeah.
Of the speak with dead variety?
Oh, shit. Sorry.
No, you're all right.
Yeah, I'm listening. What?
Yeah, I wasn't sure.
Dead guy gets up like, that was really awkward.
Y'all stop trying so hard. Five? Is that how many questions it is?
Yeah, it's 5 questions.
Okay.
And you want the one you're standing in front of?
Yeah, the other
Yeah,
one.
because he's the one we haven't spoken to yet.
Okay. Reach down and cast Speak with Dead. And what questions do you have?
The spark of like presence, I won't say of life, comes back to it and kind of sits there, and obviously more than like dead. So it worked, and it kind of looks expectantly. If everybody is where they are, yeah, it's gonna see Tess kind of standing there, and kind of cock his head, and same way you do for like somebody familiar. Oh, yeah, it's listening. Time to be cryptic.
Who is Illithrax?
Say that again.
Who is Illithrax?
So I'm going to ask him, who is Illithrax?
I was like, I don't want to be a dick. I'm going to give you a free question. Because I'm going to be a dick about this one, but I'm not going to count it against you. He is the he is the iconoclast, the cosmic collector, and the annihilator of worlds.
All right. I guess I should have gone with what is iconoclast. But what is Illithrax? That is probably going to get the same answer. Are the orbs beacons?
Yes.
How do we stop the beacons from being lit?
Put down your cost for aid.
Thank you.
I can't tell if he's waiting or looking for the answer.
What was the question? I thought you guys were tossing around.
I still haven't asked it. I was trying to focus group the question. What do you think? Like, how do we stop the beacons from being lit, or should we stop the beacons from being lit?
Well, you definitely don't want to do like should questions, because his opinion might differ from ours.
Right.
Okay, he's very dead, so.
And he may now be a servant of Illithrax, so his opinion may be quite different from what it was.
He's doing his job.
Maybe we ask how we see Illithrax, and then we do the opposite of that. It's
No,
probably
because
just gonna be.
then they'll just say activate the beacons, and we'll be nowhere.
Yeah.
I think that how are the beacons activated? How would one activate a beacon?
Yeah, because if we know how to activate it, we know how to not activate it.
I feel like they're just gonna tell us to touch it and take it and save.
Well, I mean, that's still useful information to know whether, like, for one thing, we might have some context on if we're the ones that activated it or if someone else touched it. Because I don't think that it makes entire sense to leave this one here.
Well, I suppose we could ask who activated this beacon.
That was one of the questions.
Because then we would learn both the who and the how.
It also might be worth asking which beacons have been activated, because it's possible that this one isn't. Though it doesn't, I have to assume that it was.
If we ask who activated this beacon and they say it hasn't been activated, we learn
True.
that too.
True, no one. Who activated this beacon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
From its position, not moving its head, it's going to raise its undead hand and its heavy ass armor, and it's going to point directly at Tess.
Yeah, I had a feeling.
Way to go.
Nice job, Tess.
Wow, bring on the Iconoclast Cosmic Collector and Annihilator Worlds, why don't you?
Is that how you wanted the Iconoclast and Destroyer of Worlds? Because that's how you get the Iconoclast and Annihilator of Worlds.
All right, so that was a good question. We got 3 useful answers.
Yes,
Yeah.
we did.
We know that it wasn't active before we got here. We know how we did it.
Oops.
Well, who did it?
Tess is the part of the past, though, right? Or is Daemion the past and Tess the future? I don't remember.
No, I'm the past, certainly. Daemion, I believe, is intended to be their future.
My point being, what if you activated it before just now?
Manny, you need to wipe that fucking shit-eating grin off your
I'm just
face.
having a grin. I'm not saying that a lot of your suppositions are wrong. Like, that's the best part, because like I said, if they are true, that shows that I've been an effective storyteller, and that is amusing me. Plus, it's a bowling ball. Like, it's a bad bowling ball, don't get me wrong, but it's a bowling ball.
I suppose my best answer to that is that I have never been in as much pain as that, and I would certainly remember it. Although it is a bit telling that it only pointed at me and not both of us. Maybe because I was less injured by it, maybe I was more successful, but
Your hand
Maybe
is
because you're
first.
closer.
maybe because I'm closer.
Your core is close to it on average.
Lower center of
Because
gravity.
you're short.
Daylight savings time.
And as for the whole past and future thing, do we have any reason to believe one way or the other? Like, were we given any clues about that?
What I saw and what brought me to this room with such urgency certainly suggests that I am tied to the past of this place. And held answers that I've been looking for quite a long time about my past. So we got here by choosing the most obvious answer, and I'm inclined to continue that trend. Anyway, we have 3 more questions. Well, a lot of mine were already just answered.
Should we inquire about deactivating a beacon?
That's not a good idea.
Could end up being a waste, but it would be good to know one way or the other, I suppose.
I think
Yeah.
we untouch it. How are they deactivated? Yeah, and damn, my ADHD had one and I lost it. If this beacon was not active, why did the dead walk? We might have gotten that question with the other one, but oddly, I can't remember any of the other one. It's like I lost my notebook.
The master gets lonely.
That's right, they keep talking about the master.
Yeah, because we learned last week that he's enjoying his time at the sea.
And but this isn't the question that I'm saying, like, hey, ask right away. This is focus group. Is Illithrax the master that he's referring to?
Want to get your hierarchy straight?
Yeah, like, because there's like the
I need a
master.
flowchart
Is
of
there also the
management.
master judgment? Yeah, like, how many people are we talking about here? Hang
Well,
like, are we
don't
talking
wanna,
about Robin with an I or Robin with a Y?
we don't want to ask yes/no questions, though. It would make more sense to just ask who the master is.
I think
Because
that's
if
good.
we ask, is it Illithrax, and they say no, we've learned very little.
Yeah.
I think that asking who someone is how you get answers like the Iconoclast, the Cosmic Collector, the
That's
Annihilator.
valid,
Bruce.
What is the
Um,
Is
master's
the-
name?
Yeah, what is the identity of?
The master. That's a good one.
Yeah?
Yeah, what is the identity of the master?
Talarian the Renewer.
Hey, we learned something. Good job, team.
We did it. Well, we've learned two somethings: don't touch orbs, and this guy's name.
Well, no. All we've learned so far is don't touch shiny yellow orbs.
No, this
Oh
one's
yeah,
black.
we should definitely keep trying.
Like, if I see a green orb, you know,
All bets are off, man.
here we go.
Science.
The orb in the meme was blue.
So we have
They looked like they were having a fucking blast with that thing.
How are orbs deactivated seems like important knowledge.
It would be good to know.
Sorry, I always get hiccups when I have a headache.
They are not.
Yeah,
Yep.
can't say we didn't see that coming.
Yeah,
Can't
but
unplug them.
we needed to know.
Have you tried unplugging the orb and plugging it back in?
If we have, and then I can't activate it. If we have the opportunity in the future, as we have in other vaults, we should find out if destroying the beacons would be beneficial to stopping Illithrax.
Yeah, we might not phrase it like that, but I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But we got some good stuff.
What if that
Larian
thing
the
I said-
Renewer.
Do any of us recognize that name?
No.
Okay.
No. Not even Banquo with his like kind of scholarly knowledge. You studied like war and battle and stuff, or are you somebody who studies one and does the other, or are you just like you're a scholar and a soldier? Are you a scholar of soldiers in war?
Scholar and a soldier.
Okay. Of war, one of your subjects, one of your interests.
War, military history,
Right.
magical, the use of magic in military.
Yeah, nothing, not even like ancient battles where they fought like kind of mythic beasts that have been, stories have been built up over time and they're granted these, kind of epic names. The name, much less the name being synonymous with anything, is not a correlation you can put together. You think it would make a great, like, Icelandic metal band name.
Well, regardless, I have to say that Talarian the Renewer sounds at least marginally better than Illithrak's Annihilator of Worlds.
Sounds easier. Sounds
My man's into
possibly
renewable
like
energy.
a necromancer, just based on all of this, and just points to the
use
skeletons.
reanimate.
Reduce,
I almost didn't catch that,
reuse,
John.
recycle.
So we have acquired at this point 2 new swords.
Yeah.
You still holding that one?
Yeah.
There is enough blacksmithing knowledge in this room. Anything
gonna-
stand out about them?
Can I use my fancy eyes to investigate this sword?
Yes.
I'm gonna recast guidance on myself because I had ouchies.
Tes'serana, what do your half-elf eyes see?
Ooh, that's an 18. Plus a billion. And not even joking.
I'm sorry, the DC was in fact 1 trillion.
Why not say 1 bajillion? Ass.
That'd be a 31.
Metallurgy, one of your skill sets, Tess?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I got the Smith's tools.
Okay. The metal is ice cold to the touch. Like the actual blade is ice cold to the touch. And a shade of gray, almost like a slate color. You have never seen a sword made of this material before.
It still seems to be metal, though.
It is a metal. Just has that very deep kind of like slate gray color. Despite being what you believe to be polished, you can see a reflection of yourself, of what little light there is. So it's polished. It's not dull. It's just an odd, deep slate gray color. It's pretty sharp. To you, it probably almost seems like balanced, almost as if the sword was kind of for you, and that you, with your what strength?
10.
Okay, pretty average. You wield it effortlessly. I mean, you don't really know what you're doing, but it's not heavy. It's not awkward to you. Daemion, it's gonna feel like nothing. Like an unbelievably just well-crafted sword. It's very light for its size, and it's just a very well-crafted sword.
Lighter even than the one I crafted out of mithril?
No. It's got like a gold handle, gold pommel. Like it's kind of ornate in the grip part. But the blade, total weight, no. It's balanced at the end with the pommel. Gold's not very heavy in of itself. So it's very nice. But if it was to be made of something else, it shouldn't be this light.
I was about to say gold is actually extraordinarily
That's
heavy.
true. I know.
But
That's dense as shit. It's enough to balance it. All right, look, man, sword fucking crap.
Is there any particular iconography on the hilt or anywhere else on the blade?
It looks like a long, scaly tail, kind of helixing its way down, and the kind of crossbar. Depending on how you look at it, it might look like a set of wings.
And it looks identical to Daemion's?
Yep.
Okay.
oh, so their armor was different, but the swords are the same.
Their armors are the same material. The iconography on them is different. They're the same material as each other. The sword and the armor are not the same material.
Tess kind of weighs the sword, and assuming that a guardian would probably be much stronger than her, kind of looks at Daemion, wonder if you should try on the armor. Might be as adaptable as this. Just a thought.
That
You know.
could take a little while.
What?
In order for me to get out of mine and into that would take a decent chunk of time.
Fair enough.
Minutes or something like that.
I can get that answer pretty quick.
It's heavy armor, right?
Yeah, so it would take 15 minutes for me to take mine off and put on another set.
It wasn't a right this moment suggestion. It was just
Yeah, if we want to take it with us
curious.
and investigate it later, if we can manage to carry now 3 sets of
We
spooky
can come,
person armor.
These
we
less
can always
spooky.
come back.
They're less spooky.
These are less spooky than the previous armor?
Yeah. Yeah. These aren't like raisins of beings. They're just undead. Ah, you don't appreciate gradual increases in betterment of a situation.
I can't believe you just called that poor man a raisin.
I didn't do it
The
in the
other ones
moment,
would
but
be
I really
tricky.
wanted to get you guys to really understand what it was, but it broke in the moment. But now that we're moved from that, that was a raisin. This one's just undead. But you guys have one question
Alright.
still?
I thought we were out.
Are you?
With the dead guy?
Yeah, it's just a free question because I didn't want to shit on you and steal one from you. Or is that technically
I
6?
Or who activated this beacon? Why did the undead walk? And how are orbs deactivated? So that's 5.
Okay.
And name of the.
Well, yes, but that's the one he knows.
Okay. Alright. So that's it, yeah? Out of questions?
Out of questions for this guy anyway.
Okay. It's just gonna kind of slump down limply. And the room's gonna be silent, except for what you can hear to be like a breeze.
Did they have sheaths for these swords?
Just like a kind of leather loop. Not very practical.
Clearly.
Yeah.
That's how
Tess
you
has a
dull a
few.
blade.
Yeah, they don't travel much.
Yeah.
Work
Tess
at
has a
home,
few
work at home, work at
loops
home.
or pouches, and she will slip the sword into one that happens to be vacant.
You think you can actually carry all that armor, Basall?
We may want to just come back for it.
I mean, lest we forget, there are people who could be in danger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just starting to think about how we're gonna, like, the fuck? How we're going to try to reconcile needing to get to the other vaults and still needing to help everybody here in Thar.
I think talking with this master will probably be a good start.
Anyway, as long as we can just get the armor back out of here, once I have Peduncle back, we'll be fine.
True.
Yeah, because I don't think I'm toting much more armor like that.
Once we are done, I can cast Enhance Ability and double someone's carrying capacity. And then we can just about put the whole mine on top.
That perk from Fallout.
Looking into the other side of the vault, have the ghosts done anything, or are they just kind of floating around doing ghost things?
Just doing ghost stuff.
Okay.
Like hiding behind corners, like screaming boo at each other, like totally being over it. Bro, it's been like 800. It's been 800 years. It's not funny anymore. I got you.
All right.
Is going to start headed for the door to take a peek out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I do have a spare sheath because I've been carrying around a backup sword this whole time.
Basall's braver than Tess. She's not walking that close to that stuff.
Did you go around?
Yeah, she went all the way around.
No, thank you.
Listen, if
Ridiculous.
I'm like the undead guy, then it's one thing. I'm not walking by a strange skeleton. Thank you.
It's a big pile of them. I mean, after a while, you have to be desensitized to it. It's not like there's just one.
Banquo has flying boots, and he makes a point to walk over the pile of corpses.
Jesus Christ.
Fuck your couch.
So,
really, he was more looking to see if he got one last glint of armor or something useful that he could find in the pile, but he was not very hopeful.
Nah, it sounds kind of like cheap metal. You can almost feel like it bend, like you stepped on a trash can. You're just kind of like, God, you came in here with this? Jeez, what are those? You make your way. The exceptionally dark dragon vault. Okay, quick. Who has dark vision? God, I can't believe I asked this.
I think.
I was going to say, who doesn't?
I was going to say, it's everybody, yeah?
I don't think Basall does.
Yeah, Basall, I don't.
Okay.
John, you've been muted for a while. Did you forget?
Yes. Because I've got the kids in here, so I have it muted. Yeah, I don't have dark vision.
Okay. What's it say about the adjustment from having dark vision to bright ass sunshine? Nothing?
Nah.
Same adjustment as everybody else?
I suppose.
Okay.
As we're approaching, can I cast dancing lights to hang out around Basall, kind of ease him into it?
Sure.
Oh yeah. Who has healing slots? I forgot. Tess is fine. I'm not.
Okay, I got you.
I actually just got ouchies again.
Oh, great. Great. How much do you need now?
7, please.
Oh, okay. That's still just a tiny dent. Man, you're so flimsy.
I'm not badly hurt. We're about to go talk to someone called the Master. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe he's a
It's a
plumber.
renewer.
Maybe he's a plumber.
Yeah, maybe he'll heal me.
An electrician.
With a name like the renewer, he's probably a house flipper.
Yeah. This guy's own HGTV show.
He's doing a pretty crappy job here, I'm not gonna lie.
Look,
I
man.
don't think I've ever seen a house with flippers.
Just, it's his house. He's not trying to sell this. He lives here. He'll judge the way I live.
I mean, he is trying to get out of here.
All right, we going? We doing this thing?
Yeah.
No one answered my question.
What?
Yeah, I can hit you with Cure Wounds for 11.
It is something. Wait.
2 holes. Wait. Is
11.
it 11?
1d8 plus 3.
Oh, yeah,
Okay,
right.
that's 11, all right.
Look at this pro cleric over here.
All right, here we go. Your eyes take a minute to adjust. Wow, that was really quick. I'm going to explain the map here in a second, so let me just do this. Your eyes adjust really quick. It goes from just a blinding, like light squinting, and as you come out, you smell a very lovely sea air. Get a nice, beautiful breeze off the water that just spans out ad infinitum in front of you from your perspective, high atop a cliff near the peaks of the Galena Mountains. As you face like the edge off to your right and down, you notice a very lovely seaside town. Boats coming in and out of the dock area. Smatterings of smoke from a live city and activity. And in the center of this large kind of outcropping of rock
Peninsula.
I was like, is it a peninsula if it's like of rock? Because yeah, I mean it's backwards Florida. Sits a humanoid on the ground. All you see is from behind. Long, kind of straw blonde, slightly sandy blonde hair. Long, flowing, very beautiful, conditioned well, combed, no split ends. Just sitting there, and from this distance, you can see it seems as if he's sipping tea.
I'm a little thirsty, y'all.
Not what I was expecting, I'll be honest.
I'm gonna hit myself with enhance ability for Constitution from the spell storing I have.
I'm gonna hit myself with a guidance.
Yeah, I'm going to cast a guidance on myself as well.
Man.
I forgot that I hit us all with aid, so I can technically have 10 more hit points, just so people know.
Man, y'all are paranoid.
I'm just gonna walk. Like, yeah, no, seriously, everybody's like, Voltron, form. Like, no, just, come on.
No, I meant to do it before we left. I just forgot.
Yeah. As you make your way, the being, seemingly unbothered, potentially not even noticing your presence, just continues to sip out in his tea. And as you get closer, you see the angle of his head, and it looks as if he's just staring out into the vastness of the water, hundreds of feet below the cliff's edge.
Talarian, I presume.
Ah, yes. Master Paladin, allow me to formally... and he kind of stands up, and you can see him put his tea on a saucer very properly and set it down on the ground and stand up, and before he turns around, he kind of dusts himself off and straightens his robe a little bit, turns around, arms folded like in the sleeves. Ah, yes, I must formally apologize in person that my nature, and he kind of peers down, and from where he looks, you can see like the burnt wreckage of the conflict with the undead between Melvant and Glister, in stark contrast to the beautiful, idyllic seaside town. And he looks over towards the destruction, and after so many years, my nature simply got the better of me. For you see, in the end, we are all just products of our upbringing and by our very nature. And while I have been good for a great many years, I suffered a moment of weakness, and he kind of looks at the destruction and see a little smile on his face. I had a moment of weakness, and now, unfortunately, lives are lost. I cannot convey my apologies or express enough contrition, I would imagine, to satisfy you. But just know that in my time here, for this to be the only time this has happened, while unfortunate, I do believe I deserve praise.
Praise and apologies are meaningless here. You have these armies that are out there slaughtering innocent people, and you stand here doing nothing about it and asking for praise?
Is he sincere, Manny?
Give me an insight check.
Not great. Oh, that's one. That's a 15.
He seems very calm and matter of fact about everything, just as he delivers there. Kind of formal, polite, making eye contact along the way. No big grand gestures.
Like Harold.
Just kind of standing there. Yeah, I guess the same kind of detached. Maybe a. I have Harold as somebody who kind of reins in Gwendolyn. Pay attention, that kind of thing. So there's that kind of need to kind of move things along. My man does not seem in any kind of hurry in any way. All of his motions seem kind of deliberate and very kind of gestury and slow. Even the way he drank his tea. Just very chill, matter of fact. So he's either a hell of a sociopath or just kind of a chill dude. Chilling, drinking his tea. So look, it's like if you knew what I knew, you too would be impressed at the amount of restraint required over these many centuries to not give in to my nature, when aside from my own emotional burden, there are no consequences.
I think Glister would disagree.
Then let Glister come here. And he points to all the piles of bones out on the cliff. Let them come and try, as many have before. My floor goes dull and dusty. Perhaps I could use some more tiles.
You were the one who put these bodies here?
They invaded my home, seeking glory of a time past, and whatever you may believe, accosting somebody in their home, or even worse, their prison, should and will always be met with the utmost of resistance. And unfortunately, I resisted. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. Would anybody like some tea?
Yeah.
Huh?
I'm all right.
Master Paladin?
No.
No? Okay, very well. My large friend, would you like some tea?
I'll pass, thank you.
Very well. And snaps his fingers and hovering in front of Banquo. Same saucer, same cup. Just hovering, waiting for you to take it.
Yeah, I go for it.
Okay. This is a blend of my own. I find the sea air really kind of brings out some of the floral notes, that subtle bit of salt in the air. He looks down once again. Unfortunately, the presence of the smoke is going to dull some of the flavors a little, and I apologize, but I do hope you enjoy. And he snaps his fingers and a cup appears in his posture was already ready for it. Just bam, right in there.
So, man in the mountain, what made you lose control?
1,600 years here. And to deny any being their purpose for a significant period of time where their only crime is who they are. A weaker being than myself, with the capabilities that I have, would have cracked centuries ago. Fortunate for you and the entire countryside, I'm better than most.
What do you believe your purpose to be?
We collect the things that we love, and it is my purpose to show that death not necessarily be the end. How's your tea?
I drank it. How is it?
It's delicious. It's perfect temperature, steep just as long, not too sweet. Everything he described, floral notes, a little dull, smoke. Yeah, I can tell. Yeah.
I kind of lower my hand and point over at Daemion, and I cast a message and just say, "Give me the word," and I glass this guy.
Don't you have to speak out loud for message?
I can whisper it, and therefore the target and only the target hears the message and can reply in a whisper only you can hear.
Okay, gotcha.
And message would be terrible otherwise.
Yeah.
Hey, Daemion, check this out.
Do you want me to break this guy's face with this glass? Not you.
It's
I'm
so
talking about
good for
somebody
getting
else.
Yeah, not you, bro.
some messages across. But yeah.
I cast message. You mean you just yell across the busy square? Got it.
Well, okay, busy square versus this guy's right next to you. Like, even if it's just, hey, you whisper it and people right next to you can hear. That's what I was getting at, is like, huh? Because in 3.5, I think you have to, like, actually be audible.
Yeah, he's just kind of sitting there. Seems very pleased that Banquo's enjoying his tea.
Yeah.
Are you sure?
I do a little
None
like
of you
compliment it.
would like any. I would imagine your experience inside, you'd be a little leery for accepting strange things from. Yeah, I truly understand.
Well,
Strange things is the problem. Myself.
you say your purpose is essentially to bring about undeath. Why would I doubt for a second that you would kill us given the opportunity?
You have made it further than most. You have treaded lighter than most. I don't know what you expected out here. Most people behave in a certain manner, expecting something to be out here, finding me, and in no way changing course. And unlike most, we've sat here, discussed as rational, compassionate beings are wont to do. You even shared in some lovely tea. It's not an opportunity afforded to most. In fact, to any.
Well, you took the time to warn me on my way in. Something you did not have to do. I thought that providing the benefit of the doubt was something you deserved.
You are not my enemy. You were sent here perhaps expecting conflict. I hold no ill will towards you. I unfortunately have nothing but time, and this beautiful little outcropping is essentially the only peace I have, because without it, I'm locked inside that vault, sealed in, half prisoner, half pet, half exhibition freak. Out here, I get to enjoy things as you do, as I once could.
What holds you here?
And Basall, you brought your bag with you? You leave it inside.
Oh no.
No, I've got it with me.
Okay.
Oh no.
He's just going to point to the bag. That binds me to this place. My life, my existence, eternal, and at least thus far, everlasting.
And if the orb were to move,
my keepers do not inform me of the mechanics of my imprisonment, but everything I have seen of the power of that thing tells me that its departure and my life cannot exist simultaneously.
meaning if it were removed, you die.
I could. And what's to keep you or anyone from realizing the impact it has on me and returning it? None. The second it leaves this vault, it is gone forever. And I may die, I may not. But for 1600 years, I have lived with it.
Do you want to die?
I do not. This amount of power is intoxicating. And even alone, isolated in this mountain, I want to use it. I want to be. To see all of this and to know that just like that, countrysides, nations, in a single swipe. To
So
know
you're a
that
hypocrite.
no,
No, you want to show that death is not the end, but you fear it yourself.
I
You
will not.
resist it yourself, at least.
I will not be renewed in the sense of my horde. I assure you, nobody, not being on this planet or any other, will grant me undeath. This life, once it is over, I cease to exist. As a result, I would like to continue to exist as long as possible. In order to achieve that, I'm going to ask that you place it back where you found it and leave it be. You have seen whatever it is on the other side.
Then what can be done about your horde now roaming freely, slaughtering hundreds, maybe more?
They will expire in days. I will command a new horde to seal the vault as it has been for centuries. And I will go back into isolation, truly repentant for the consequences of my nature, the vow to be better, but with a renewed spirit to continue to exist. Your presence here at this time threatens that existence. This is the closest I've ever come in 1600 years to that.
What do you think you've possibly shown us to make us believe that you won't lose control again? What evidence?
You'll forgive me for being blunt. Assurances don't matter if you, or frankly anybody, could stop me. You are simply incapable of doing anything about it. My word, the absence of my word. Your options are the same.
I look at my companions and I simply say, Gwendolyn.
What, are you going to bamf out of there?
I mean, I'd have to pull out the box. I'm just
Oh, okay.
discreetly reminding people that if the orb will kill him by leaving. By the way, do I believe him in like that's actually what he thinks will happen?
Sure. Give it a shot.
That was my thought too, though, was that if somebody just teleported out of here with the orb, that could immediately end this.
It's only a 16. I don't know if anyone else wants to think about this.
What is that? Insight?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I don't have plane. I'm not high enough in level to have plane shift.
No, because
Oh.
we have those devices.
Oh,
that just...
right. The teleportation.
Yeah.
Thing.
19.
Okay. While the words that he used have been threatening, at no point did he seem agitated or out of control. Completely plain, even keeled, matter of fact that once again he is either completely calm in his existence and his kind of personality, or he is a complete and total sociopath.
Why was this the prison that was chosen for you? This vault. What's your connection to it?
Do captives know the reason for the dungeon in which they sit?
Frequently, yeah.
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, like high security, typically, because of many deaths or
I am
because
here
of the magic
to be
needed.
kept locked away and forgotten. That my existence is pushed to myth and the legends, stories you tell your children.
Mission accomplished.
Indeed.
What makes you so sure that we can't stop you?
The short answer, Master Paladin, is 1,600 years of people trying.
And if you are so sure, why go through all this? Why not just stop us?
This land has suffered enough for my weakness. By your nature and the discourse, I would assume you have good intentions in your souls. And while others come here seeking glory, fortune, and who knows what else, people like you can do good in this world. And I have no qualms squashing a glory seeker like a bug. But adventurers, heroes, such as yourselves, I would be doing this world a greater disservice than I've already done.
I mean,
Looking at him, is there any kind of indication of what he is, or does he just appear to be like an elf?
Give me a persuasion. All right, I'm sorry. Yeah, tell me who you are.
Tell me what you are.
Give me a perception check.
Ugh.
There's a person there.
I got a natural 1. I got 4 on guidance, and that's a +1, so that's 6.
Yeah, no. 2 arms, 2 legs.
Yeah. No.
2 arms, 2 legs. Word hole.
Oh, look, he's got a teacup.
Yeah. Ooh. Hey, why did you offer me any tea? Rude. Yeah. Nope. Just looks like a very calm, kind of collective.
I don't understand. You talk about us going out and doing good in the world, and yet you say you have all this power. Why not do some good yourself?
My presence anywhere is troubling. His side, from my actual imprisonment here. And my nature is at best a stance of hoping for the best for others and allowing them the ground and the ability to succeed, not necessarily to be the one pushing their success.
Is your skill set, does it lie solely in renewal and not in control? You haven't really explained how this all came to be. I understand you became lonely.
Some of them were the glory seekers who came to kill me. I found it amusing to make those little puppets dance. Some of them are here to keep the temple and the vault clean. For all the magic in this place, it still gets quite dusty. Some I send out on harmless errands, gathering roots, leaves for my tea. Some I use as bait to lure in large creatures so that I may feast. I make do with what I have, as opposed to just being locked away and forgotten about like some criminal. I'm here simply for what I am, not for what I've done, for what I'm capable of, not what I don't do. Don't do what Johnny Don't does.
That was a lot of flowery words to not answer my question at all. Respectfully.
Sure. Once again, unfortunately, I regret that my answers aren't sufficient enough. Just know that they're the answers that you've gotten.
What's stopping you from reclaiming control and pulling the horde back?
Distance. Once the magic that radiates through this place that amplifies my nature ends at the mountain, they all should expire in a few days, maybe weeks. But the inherent magic that they left this place with will fade. And in 2-3 months' time, the world will rebuild. The renewal process will begin. And for the first time in 1600 years, I will be fulfilled.
How so?
I have ears. The lords of these towns have sent many to the slaughter. Half of these up here are at the behest of a certain denier of fact. And in so doing, they have attempted to exploit my existence like some freak show, something to be seen and gawked at, to be spoken of, to be brought back, and to be told tales of, so that more may show up, in the hopes that one day, one of them, that's all it's going to take, will come in here, take the artifact, or run me through, and after generations of being hunted by somebody so delusional, doesn't even acknowledge who he is, that town needed to pay.
So they know you're here.
the myths of the area, the books we found.
They've known for generations. In fact,
He's the man of the mountain.
those guardians in there, at one point, were their ancestors.
There's some information for you, Robin.
Yeah, I'm writing.
They treat me as a spectacle, hoping
Your proving ground.
in the hopes that people will forget who they are. No. 1,200 years that family has ruled. No more.
Why is there... What is it between you and that family? How did all this start?
They betrayed their true selves by not only hunting me, but denying who they are in the hopes of painting themselves in a heroic and free-thinking light. They know who they are. They know the suppositions people will make if the correlation is drawn. So fearful of my power, they worry that they will be hunted too.
Hunting is something of a specialty of mine. But why? What have they done? I've seen plenty of what you've done, but...
My view of the world is very small, Master Paladin. Unfortunately, it's this mountain range, a beautiful little seaside town that bastion of ignorance and self-hate, and kind of looks to the bottom of the mountain, and people that wish to exploit the nature of this mountain for their own gain.
You have a narrow... Hang on. You said you've been in prison 1,600 years. In this vault, specifically. What was the purpose of the vault's creation?
To keep me locked away. To keep us all locked away.
Who's us all?
My brethren.
Basall, not Basall. Literally or figuratively?
Kindred enough to be viewed all as one.
And what do they call you?
I would like for them to call me the Renewer.
Not you specifically, your people.
The brethren.
What would we like to be called? We care not what you call us. We just want to be left alone, as if 1,600 years in a box isn't bad enough. Imagine how powerful I must be to be locked away. This assumption of this form as the true representation of my capabilities is laughable at this point, and I thought we were beyond this. You know why I am in here. You know what I am. You know why I cannot leave.
What happened to the others?
The others?
Why are you the only one still here?
It has always only been me. Each to their own vault. You've seen the wall. They scattered us.
So things went differently here.
We should. How many? Never mind. Yeah, no, I realized the question already answered itself. That was a beefy answer, though. Who is Illithrax? To you?
Like you, I have touched the artifact one time. And I received a message from beyond. And he looks down at the chaos that he has caused. And while very self-aware, I do not possess any champions. I do not possess a litany of titles, nor do I have a foreboding flourish to announce my coming. So,
Clarification, Manny. I was asking who Illithrax is to him, not if it was him.
I got you.
Okay.
Whatever it is powerful enough for its beacon to be locked in here with me. Its protection, its security, tied to my desire to live. And while I don't know what is on the other side, I know that up until moments ago, it had been safely in here for 1,600 years under my watch. Undisturbed for another 1,600 years, it will remain. Do you think beyond the safety of this mountain, this vault, and this cliff, that you could be tasked with its safety and security for 1,600 years?
At this point, the safety of the orb, or what have you, is immaterial. I'm more concerned about the safety of the surrounding settlements, something you have proven to be a threat to.
One blip over 1,600 years hardly quantifies a threat. Your short, myopic lives only allow you to see decades at a time. To think 30, 40, 50 years is a lifetime. You use it in your everyday parlance is laughable. Yes, to you in your short life, I have caused quite a bit of destruction. I grant you that. I do not deny it. But every body that is dead out there is the totality of every body and every life I have taken in 1,600 years. Have you taken more than a life a year?
No.
Easily.
Easily not.
Fortunately, I don't do anything small.
And you claim you repent for this?
Sure. I will seal up my tent, my cave. I will forgo what creature comforts I can muster while stuck here. I want to go away. I don't want people coming into my home any longer. While this is a prison, it is my home, and I would like to be undisturbed for the rest of my life, whatever that may be. Aside from one family hunting me for vanity and to make a name for themselves, you are here because of them. You more capable than everybody else.
We aren't here because of them. And I think that if you truly repent for your actions, I think you need to risk getting a little bit of distance closer to your horde and changing this. Sometimes we need to put ourselves at risk for our values.
He takes a little sip of his tea, kind of hands it to something like unseen, and it kind of floats there for a second. Snaps his fingers. He's going to kind of look at Banquo and just very politely be like, if you could just give me a second here. And he's going to step back. And in its place,
what the fuck is that?
A Topaz Dragon appears. Its wings slightly disembodied, not quite contiguous with a bone structure. The flaps of its wings looking like a very fine opalescent kind of mesh. A circlet of crystal stones kind of spinning around its head as it unfurls in its great and total majesty. Unfortunately, any of you, are not so much in a position to demand I prove much of anything. You may return to a more civil discourse, or I will wait another 1,600 years for a conversation such as this. And with that, we will take our break. It is currently 9:10. We're going to take about a 10-minute break as the Topaz Dragon has revealed himself, and the party, not in a very good way, might want to kind of do what he says. But we'll see. These are an interesting bunch, and I'm sure they will come up with something very creative to make it happen. So it is 9:10. We're going to take about a 10-minute break. We'll be right back to everybody watching. Thanks for watching. As always, to my players, thank you for being here and kind of dealing with this. Hope to see everybody on the other side, and we will be right back. And boom, boom. All right. We are back after our break. Thanks for sticking with us. The party has returned. A little touch and go there, maybe, during the break. Before we went to break, the party met something that's gone by a few names. The Man in the Mountain, for one. Also, I don't know what to do with my notes. Talarian the Renewer, as well, who seemed to be a kind of mild-mannered, yet still threatening and ominous kind of being, humanoid, before maybe being pushed ever so slightly and having their power doubted in such a way that forced them to reveal their true selves as a Topaz Dragon. Previously, he had asked the party to be left in peace and for them to return the orb to its pedestal. And in return, he would promise not to destroy Thar for at least another 1,600 years. A benchmark he feels is quite the accomplishment. So with that, having just revealed himself as a dragon, I will state unequivocally, this is the point where we will be cool without initiative until we won't be. So as he reveals himself and gives a little bit of a pointed, closest thing maybe to a threat that he has given out to thus point, we'll turn it back over to the party as he just reveals himself, spreading out in the sunlight, the scales reflecting like an opalescent gem as it grows and it settles, and you can see spread its wings really far apart, the very kind of bestial posturing that something this powerful would have to fully give the breadth and width of its presence. And before it settles back in, and it's been a while. This thing. Now, I hope we now stand on a better footing of understanding, in as much as why my assurances are the best you can hope for and are more than most get. The settle, and you can see him just kind of stretching it out. Very casual, but also very demonstrative of its size.
Really quite sure of yourself, aren't you?
Well, Master Paladin, if the entire civilized world, nations at war for generations, can suddenly bond in the wake of an event and imprison you and the remainder of your kind away for 1,600 years, your feelings of power may be more than delusions of grandeur.
You just see Banquo look down at the tea and then set it down, not quite believing his eyes.
You should chug it. Maybe that'll happen to you too.
You have to drink a lot more.
You see him snort it.
Read the tea leaves. It says, "Oh gosh, dragon."
Yeah, shocking. Shocking tea. I don't feel so good. You guys keep drinking. You're almost there.
Got it. I think you misunderstand, and that's fair. You haven't had a lot of company.
I don't. And what I do have are not very good conversationalists. I, too, apologize for my lack of composure, but I felt as if our path to true understanding was obscured by my attempt to downplay my existence to one more maybe empathetic and understandable to yourselves. But now that we've dispelled with that, I'm sorry for the manner in which I did. We can now perhaps begin anew in our understanding of each other.
Above the table, Manny. Is there anything that Tes'serana has seen so far that could give her an understanding of? I assume that there's no way for her to know how the orb exactly works as far as like his assumption that if it vanishes that he dies.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, she theories a lot. You assume that if the orb leaves this place that you will perish. It seems to me that it would be more likely that the orb binds you here. You broke the walls of the vault. I don't know that.
Yes. And it took me centuries to make it this far, to get this good of a view, for
Certainly.
fear that one step too far and I am nothing but a magnificent skeleton on a seaside cliff to be picked away by birds, rotted by the sun and blasted by the salt.
We're one step too far from the orb, but if the orb were in our possession and you were with us, my question before was what would stop you from closing the distance and regaining control and closing the vault as you promised?
My word and my promise that should you replace the orb, you will be allowed to return to whatever other business and good that you may still do in this world. Your failure to acquiesce to my request will unfortunately result in a very strong reaction of my self-preservation instinct. And I will have no choice but to leave the orb where it lies, to have one of my servants restore it to its place where it has rested for 1,600 years. And be willing to take my chance.
Sure. My question was how you arrived at this conclusion.
I have arrived.
I'm a bit of a...
I care not to debate the life that you may take. I know as long as it is here, I have outlived the lifespan of my kind. I am not evolved. I am not a magically imbued great worm. I am as I have been for the last 1,600 years. In 1,600 years, coincidences are impossible. That orb stays here. Your acceptance, your understanding is not required.
Can we attempt to persuade him, like, that, hey, I had a pretty good theory, though, and it does make sense. Like, you left the vault, and that didn't kill you. Maybe it's just proximity to orb. Like, I don't think that I'm going to be able to, personally, but thought I'd ask.
Me, or you checking before you YOLO?
I'm just asking if I can make a persuasion check.
I mean, you can.
Okay. Or if anyone else wants to chime in here, I don't know. Or if we want to try and, like, do a different kind of charisma check about something. Tess is not charismatic enough. That is a total of 10. Very average.
I do regret that it seems my choice of language, while cordial and hopefully in the name of understanding, has been confused and maybe misinterpreted as a request to be bargained or to persuade me. If you believed that your life was tied to an object, would anybody be able to persuade you to let it leave?
I suppose that is a rather large gamble.
It is a gamble I am not willing to take. And to be honest, a gamble I don't have to.
You ask us to gamble quite a bit as well, given nothing but your
Countless.
word.
My word and what I imagine to be the potential for what I am capable of, what power I must have to have been locked away. I understand your desire, and I do not pretend that this is a choice consciously you can make easily. But I assure you, for your sake, and he looks out over the cliff, and for the sakes of all the lives not standing here right now, I would put the artifact back. I would leave me and my kind to our prisons, and I would seek to do better for the land that has already been harmed than the gamble of the harm that may yet to come.
From where I am, can I try to discreetly sleight of hand my box out of my pocket?
Yeah.
Yeah, Basall's gonna do the same thing.
Okay.
Not 20.
Okay.
For a total of 24.
18.
Okay. You just want to, what, pull it out?
Yeah, I'm just gonna pull mine off my belt.
Just like at the
simply.
movies.
I'm also going to give Basall a flash of genius just to try and make sure he's not noticed. That's a +5, and that's my last for the day.
Okay. He seems to intent either looking down at Holberg and the kind of far countryside to really notice. Either he's pausing to emphasize what is out there that he could still potentially destroy, or whether he's admiring his work, or maybe even admiring the city of Holberg that he holds so dear. Just paying attention out to the side as you manage to pull your boxes out unnoticed.
This all fades. Tes'serana's watching everyone and just kind of seeing. Hey, she's got her emergency exit. What are Banquo and Daemion doing?
Banquo is loudly finishing up his tea.
Covering the retreat.
Yeah.
All right.
Say, unless somebody's going to stop him, Basall's going to open his box and teleport out.
I'm gonna back up a little bit more.
All right.
It's gonna be so bad.
Basall's gonna bamf out. Tess?
I'm saying to watch. I need to know if this thing's down or not to know how quickly we have to come back.
Daemion backing, what? Just kind of slowly backing up?
Yeah, just kind of.
Oh, hell no. I took a step forward.
Oh, okay.
I moved in front of Basall.
Okay. And then, Banquo, you finish your tea. For how long you've been up there? It has stayed the same temperature. It's remarkable. If you survive this, one of the tales you are going to want to tell is how great this potentially sociopathic, isolated dragon really cared about his tea.
That's all I'm here for. That's the only reason I'm still here is to find out.
Find out.
The mission has just changed. But yeah,
hey,
no.
Man, look, just in case, you got a recipe for this? Like, just in case we gotta leave suddenly, I don't want to make it weird.
Yeah, Banquo is also just kind of positioning himself between the dragon and the others, just in case this doesn't go how we think it's gonna go.
Okay. Daemion, okay. Tess, box ready to go. Basall, box ready to go. Banquo, yes, box ready to go.
I'm also ready to click my heels because these undead these dead don't look super friendly.
And then
No, it's still in his bag. He'll need his object interaction to pull it out.
Okay. All right. If you all want to have a go word and knock this house of cards over, say the word.
Is this all out?
Basall's like, I've already left.
I thought so.
So I'm going to open up the box and poof.
Okay.
Just
Adios.
flash of light, no Burful bomb.
Flash of light, it washes over you. You're very warm. And as it fades, you find yourself back in the kind of receiving room that you've met Gwendolyn in before. Tess, same deal?
No, I'm waiting.
Okay. Dragon, once again, kind of whips around, notices. Very well. You have once again proven your myopic needs. I hope that these lives keep you awake for the rest of your lives. And it is going to fly off in the direction of Hallberg.
A shout, you're alive!
It's a miracle. We have to go.
So he wants to fly away, does he?
And as it takes off, okay. I mean, look, man, if you want to bring it back, that's gonna be on you.
I have to try.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
This probably won't work. It's a fucking dragon, but I have been waiting for this moment for a while.
Okay.
DC 18 strength saving throw against Earthbind.
He rolls a 5.
Okay. All right. Let's see. Let me see if I have like a yellowish D20. Don't think that I do.
I think you
Manny.
missed something, Manny.
What's
I
that?
use my portent. He rolls a 5.
Oh shit. Okay.
The second you said you had something, I was like, oh, I saw it.
Okay. All right. So you're gonna bind him to where he was. Should be right there. Okay. Roll for initiative.
Nice knowing y'all.
Yep.
It was worth it, though.
Is find a concentration.
Yes.
You have. Excuse me. Dirty 20.
Okay.
So he didn't die. We know that.
He didn't get anywhere.
Yeah, but the orb's gone and he's not dead.
Oh.
Yeah, it's hey.
Okay.
Yeah, we
He
gambled
was
with your
wrong.
life, but you were wrong.
Banquo, what'd you get?
10.
Okay. Daemion?
13.
13. Okay.
We know what happened to Mirabar. Time to get paid.
If we live.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a box.
Just as the dragon begins to fly off, intent on doing harm, with the orb gone, it is grounded and unable to fly. It's kind of borderline sociopathic kind of temperament gone. How dare you keep me here? You think I die instantly? Maybe I don't at all. It was simply a risk I was not willing to take. And Tess, you were going to be first to act.
All right. I think in this moment, Tess will pull out her sending stone that, without my notes, I don't know his name, but you know who I'm talking about.
The
Idiot
mayor?
McGee.
The mayor's kid?
Yeah, the mayor's kid that he gave us, and I assume it's a standard action to activate it.
Yes.
An army is coming. It will be overwhelming. Your people need to prepare or leave, or I don't know what else to say. He's so stupid.
Bad coming. You go now.
Well, yeah, but he's not gonna like. I need to find something to motivate this guy when he believes that he's fucking invulnerable.
Lord's Alliance is invading on a dragon.
He won't believe the dragon thing, for sure. He
The Lord's
doesn't
Alliance
even
are
think...
all dragons.
Or the Lord's Alliance will retake Melvont's bones. Time short.
As you finish the spell or your message, your touch and your familiarity with the arcane and arcane items, you almost sense its purpose and its magic working. This feels like a car that can't quite turn over its engine when it's starting. You can see the attempt, the kind of stone looking like it's doing something, but that little, like, just pop of the engine, like with a car, that comes with something successfully being achieved, isn't there.
does it seem to have been suppressed by like a counter spell, or hey, he just gave us really shitty sending stones?
He's kind
This
of a
guy
clown.
sucks.
He's kind
This
of a
guy's a
clown.
mo- He
I
just
was
gave us
hoping
some
you were-
gravel.
I was hoping you were going to find out before this. So that is quite
There's a
unfortunate.
pocket of gravel. And I was gonna have her identify some stuff, but we skipped over.
It
the
actually
long rest,
it
and I
actually
didn't
says
do it in-game.
cementing stone, and it's like something you would get off of Wish.com.
So stupid. Then can I use my movement to go up 30 feet with my wing boots?
Sure.
Just because I don't like the look of these dead clowns.
You good?
That's my turn, I think.
Okay. Let's get Banquo, or let's get Basall out of there. The dragon is going to flap its wings, take a little bit of flight, and I am going to need Daemion and Banquo to make Constitution saving throws, please.
How is it taking a little bit of flight?
I think it's flavor.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. So what, I can't move at all? That's the deal?
You can move with your legs.
Oh. Okay. Then he's just going to slide over. And still... I'm going to need all three of you to make a Constitution saving throw. A 90-foot cone is pretty big.
I am grateful for advantage. I just tried to click on it.
Okay, yeah. 90-foot cone does get all of you.
16.
Okay.
30, 20.
Okay.
Ooh. 22.
Okay.
The other one was a 6.
Is this? Okay. All right.
It's gonna be ouchy though.
It's not that bad. I don't think. We'll see. 7, 10, 12, 15, 19, 21.
Rolls again.
25, 27, 29, 30, 33, 32. Banquo, you are going to take 32 necrotic damage. Tess and Daemion, you're going to take 16.
Out of curiosity, like, Basall's not sitting on his hands over there. Could he try and, like, get the Herald to teleport him back or something?
You want to come back?
Yeah.
Okay.
If Harold's there and can be back.
Okay, yeah. Harold will...
I'm gonna leave my pack there.
Okay. Roll for initiative. We'll fit you in somewhere between... Yeah. Roll for initiative. You're going to come back in. We'll get you...
18.
What is it?
18.
18.
Nice.
Okay.
Solid. I love when I ask Manny some sideways ass question and he just has this look like, all right, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's what I intended to do, but we rolled initiative, and I was like, okay, well, maybe they're not there, and I can't.
Yeah. Is why I asked.
Okay. All right. So, and then also, Daemion, you are going to have disadvantage on all strength checks, strength ability checks, strength saving throws, and the creature's weapon attacks that rely on strength deal half damage.
Why did you say Daemion?
Oh, I'm sorry, Banquo.
I was very confused as well.
Imagine caring about strength.
Seriously. Like, who
Yeah,
cares?
what kind of damage was that?
Necrotic.
Necrotic.
Okay.
It's the bad kind.
The
Is
ouchie
necrotic the
kind.
one where you can't heal, or is that just in 3.5?
That's not in 5e.
Okay.
it's gonna now slide over, and it's gonna take 2 bites out of Banquo.
Fucking action surge dragon.
Yeah, dude,
Legendary
fucking
action, I would assume.
a breath weapon. Well, it can't legendary action on its own turn.
It was the end of my turn.
All right,
Yeah,
it's gonna
breath
miss.
weapon and bite.
It's gonna miss on both. Too proud of himself. I was like 8 and a 3. Come on, man. All right, that's gonna be it for the dragon's turn. Daemion, Banquo, and then Basall. Just because this whole thing will have been 6 seconds, that is a very quick thing to grab Harold or expect her to even be there
Right.
to get you back. So we'll get you back in the next round. So Daemion, it is you.
All right. With my bonus action, I will. I suppose I have to move first. That's fine. Get up in his face. Then, with my bonus action, I'm going to call down my vow of enmity on this dragon,
Nice.
as anyone would expect me to do.
Yeah.
And then, with my action, I will take 2 weapon attacks with charisma, like the cool dudes do.
I maintain concentration on endure or enhance ability.
All of those kind of sucked. Does a 19 hit?
It does not.
All right. Better luck on
You're
the
in
second one,
danger.
please. Marginally better. A 25.
Yes.
Man, kids and dogs going on, huh? All right. So that is 10 magical slashing and 5 radiant.
You're gonna connect
That's
with
all I
it.
can do this turn.
It's barely gonna flinch or even notice. It's just gonna kind of look down at you. Little dragon smirk. For its legendary action, it is going to vanish. Can I teleport?
Don't see why not.
Okay. I didn't know if you're...
It only affects fly speed.
Okay. And it is going to appear over here. And
Hey, buddy.
I see my artifact has not returned. This is unfortunate. Now, you must die. That's going to be its legendary action to teleport. Banquo, it is you.
Shit. I was kind of hoping we'd TPK before I had to fucking do something.
I wasn't ready for my turn.
I'm really not. I'm not at all equipped for any of this.
This is gonna be spicy.
It's not.
That's why we play the game, dude.
All right. I'm going to attempt, as he doesn't really know anything about dragons, to cast a hold monster on it. I need a DC 18 wisdom save.
Got this. Hell yeah, 25.
Okay. And let me double check something real quick.
So we gotta eat through some of his resistances.
Oh, sweet. Okay. Silvery barbs. Let's try it again.
Okay.
I was just checking my distance.
That's what I was checking too.
Oh, I gotta roll again? Yeah, it worked.
Yeah.
I'm scared. 27.
All right. I'll go ahead and give the advantage to Daemion. Oh shit! And let me figure out who's next in the initiative because he won't use the. And then I will. Let me double check. Sorry. As a bonus action, what's the distance on it? Okay, just as long as you can. 60 feet. Okay, so I'll move closer to Tes'serana. Oh, she's 6 feet. So yeah, I'll bonus action inspire Tes'serana and say, I don't know if we can win this fight, but we just might, and that'll end my turn.
Okay.
Oh, and then
That wasn't as bad as I was expecting.
I'll spread out to try to, and that'll end my turn.
All right. I wished we could have dealt with this like civilized human beings. Instead, you will force me to act as the monster your kind would like to portray me as. And as a result, if you want to see a monstrosity, then behold a monstrosity. And out of the piles of bones are going to raise a series of specters. And what you fail to understand is that my guardians are here as much to protect me from you as they are you from me. And they are going to shamble out of the cave. That's going to be it for that. And Tess, it is your turn.
Technically speaking, you're not a human being. And I'm going to fly.
Reality is what I make of it.
Reality is wrong DNA. For your claims, sir. And I think it was 60 feet. I need a DC 21 hit save.
Yeah. I'll humor you. I'll
I
humor
don't know
you.
what that means.
Maybe. 24.
Cool. The box is looking real nice right about now. Nothing happens to him.
Okay.
But I try to mind sliver. And I don't think that I have any bones. Is Banquo looking bad right now, or is he just looking ouch?
Ouch.
Okay. I will hold off on my bonus action then.
Alright. For legendary action, it's going to point its clawed finger at Banquo. You could have stopped this. You seem like a rational, capable being, accepting of my gift and interested in what I had to say. As he points at you, you're going to get this, like, just frigid cold radiating over your body, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
28, net 20.
Nice. Okay.
Nice.
And I call out when you point one finger at someone else, you point 3 more back at yourself.
13, 20, 21, 28, 31, 35, 36. You're going to take 18 necrotic damage.
Spicy.
No.
I don't like it.
No, sir. I don't like it. All right, that's legendary action. Basall, you're going to teleport back in, like that meme of the guy who shows up with a pizza when everything's on fire. You're just going to kind of roll in here and be like, yo, what the fuck did you guys do? You've got a horde of undead, a mini horde, raised up out of the bones. The 2 guardian paladins that we know of, making their way out from the cave hole, and a big Topaz Dragon sitting over there in the perch. What would you like to do?
I am going to move up and cast Spirit Guardian
Okay.
at 6th level, which that'll catch the one undead there next to me on their turn.
This one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, on their turn. And their movement is half while they're in there. Let me double check that real quick. Yeah, their speed is half while they're in the area. When a creature enters for the first time on a turn or starts a turn, and that's the end of my turn.
Okay, so nothing happens until it's everybody else's turn, yeah?
Yeah, once that moves.
Okay. Is the dragon in it?
No, it's only 15 feet out from me.
Okay. Let's see here now. It's the dragon's actual turn. What is this asshole gonna do? Just gonna look at Basall. You stole my life force. And I'm going to need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please. And let me just, while you're at it, let me see. That's... Hold on. It's going to be... And Tess, I'm going to need you to make one as well.
What am I making?
Con save, please.
Jesus.
17.
Okay.
Also 17. I'm gonna die. Chunk. 8, 10, 12, 14, 18, 21. Please stop sounding so happy.
27, 30, 34, 39, 41,
I'm down.
44, 45 necrotic damage as it once again blasts you with desiccating breath.
How far below 0 does one have to be before one's just like dead? Asking for a friend.
You take your max health again, like in negative.
Cool.
Why is it that close?
No, I just
Okay.
in 3-5 it's like 10 under or something.
Okay. I was like, damn, would you have like 3 hit points? Good lord.
No, I was pretty good.
Okay. Also, Tess, I was like, obviously, you're going to have disadvantage on strength-based ability checks, saving throws, and any attack that relies on strength is going to deal half damage. Basall?
I sure
wait.
do.
You can add your bardic inspiration to that saving throw, by the way.
Oh, shit, you're right. Is it too late, Manny?
Yeah, we've already done the math.
Yeah.
This is the first time that I've ever had bardic inspiration, like in any campaign, to be fair. Usually I am the bard.
It hasn't done much.
Yeah. All right, that's it for the dragon. He's gonna be good where he is. Daemion, it is you.
So Tess is down, and we are very surrounded. Yeah, accurate assessment.
Yes.
The one thing I will say about the map is I'm not good at giving perspective. It is like hundreds of feet to the ground. I don't really know how to make the kind of depth to give you the idea of perspective, so it just looks like you're floating in the sky.
Oh no, I meant more like surrounded by undead crap.
Sure, but also geographic limitations.
Hey, Manny.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm not a ma'am.
Sorry. I realized as soon as I said
okay. How much damage do I take from falling 30 feet?
3d6.
Let me just double check wing boots because I just remembered that I was in the sky. Yeah. It doesn't do anything for me if I fall.
What do you mean?
Do you want me to? Like, it doesn't do feather fall on me unless the
There's no
duration-
fail safe.
Yeah, no. All that would mean though is you would hit the ground and take a failed death save.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
Okay,
it doesn't lead to your being closer to your negative. The
Yeah,
breath,
no, massive damage rules only apply on the thing that knocks you down.
yeah, the
okay.
action.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like
Got it.
it's not like a series of events that just keep like escalating. It's for in this situation it would be the breath weapon. That
Okay.
drops you to 0. The fall is going to be the same as if I essentially attacked you while you are already down, which is going to be the 1 failed death save.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, it's not this like aggregate thing. Yeah. Two separate
Different
things.
systems.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Daemion, it is you.
Okay, so slight amendment. Tess is literally down.
Yes.
On the ground, which is good because I had not factored that into my plan. And this would not have worked otherwise. So Daemion, seeing 4 more of the things that we had to fight earlier, 2 guardians of unknown strength, and a dragon that is quickly about to screw all of us out of pure plain fury, is just going to shout, "Get the hell out of here." He is going to run 30 feet. He's going to teleport with Misty Step another 30 feet, open his box, and get Tess the fuck out of here.
Okay. I love it. All right.
I'm gonna cry.
In like gazelle-like agility, Misty Step, boom, seamless action, scooping Tess up on the fly, opening the box in the same motion. The wave is going to wash over you, not as quickly, and the kind of bright light that washes over you is going to take a little longer, but eventually it comes clear, and you are gone.
That is not how he wanted this to go.
The dragon, for its legendary action, is actually going to do the whole thing. Boom. And then boom. Teleport to there. For his legendary action, Banquo, it is you.
Yeah, I'm going to say to Mr. Tellerian, that was really good tea. And then I'm going to do basically the opposite of what Daemion just said. He's going to Misty Step 30 feet towards Basall and then run the rest of the way until he is next to him, entering this protective sphere.
Okay.
And he's going to actually, let me make sure I even have the spell slot. Yeah, I do. Oh shit. You know what? I don't even have Misty Step.
Dude, what?
Yeah.
Huh.
So I am going to take any opportunity attacks that hit me and run towards Basall and get 30 feet away. And that's where I'm going to pull out my box. And oh shit. Would I remember whether these things can be used more than once? I mean, I guess he got there and back.
And you've seen other people use them.
Okay.
Yeah, Daemion
well,
just used it to grab both.
In that case, I won't even fucking bother trying to run. I'll just thank him for the tea, and then I will box myself the hell out of here.
Okay. Because it would have been a 19 on the opportunity attack.
No, that wouldn't hit me anyway.
Okay. You could have taken it. Alright, Banquo. Reaction that doesn't happen. Legendary action is going to be... You were the first to leave, yet the last to remain. Unfortunate that your friends have all abandoned you to me and my army. And he's going to point at Basall, and I know this one's not as much of a slam dunk, but I need Basall to make a Constitution saving throw.
That's a 13.
No. 7, 12, 17, 25, 26, 29, 32, 39 points of necrotic damage. As it casts Essential Reduction. Just withers you away. Alright, that's going to be for the legendary action. It is the Paladin's turn. Oh, so this is where everything goes all nutty, right?
Yep.
Alright. 6. His full movement speed is going to take him right next to you. Go ahead and do whatever it is you got to do, or just tell me what do you need me to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You see 16. Hold on. Let me find it again.
They have 30 feet of movement, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so their movement speed will get halved the second they enter the zone.
Okay. So
they'll never be able to reach him.
Okay.
They need to make a Wisdom 16, a DC 16.
Okay. I don't think Paladin's very wise. One's going to be a 16, the other one's a 13.
So the one that failed takes 32 points of radiant. The one that passed takes 16.
3. Okay. Alright, that's going to be it. Their movement speed is going to get gobbled up by being slowed down. That's it for them. Alright, it is now the ghost's turn. Go ahead and do the one, same thing for the one that's in there.
Yeah.
Okay.
DC 16 Wisdom.
Got it. Okay. I just got to keep making this until, okay. That's going to be an 18, so that one's going to pass.
Okay, he takes 12 points of damage.
Okay. And then 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's it for that. Spectres, that's it for that. Test is gone. Legendary Dragon reaction. They are going to just point at you again. I can do this all day, thief. And give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
14.
$13, 14, 17, 21, 28, 31, 37, 42 necrotic damage. Alright, that's it for the legendary action. Basall, it is actually now your turn.
I'm so glad it's my turn.
Me too. I was so stressed.
I am going to look at the dragon, pick up the box, and open it.
Okay. You two are going to bamf out, and as he sees you pull your box out, almost as if slow motion, all the lives lost will be on you. and you're going to bamf out. You are going to return. Hopefully, I didn't mess it up. Bam! Perfect. You are all going to return to the sitting room. This time, Harold is joined by Gwendolyn and Shaudra. As you all make it back in your kind of moment of panic, Gwendolyn sits there, barely with it, kind of aloof. Harold stands there very sternly. And everybody give me
unconscious.
Everybody
I was about to say.
Everybody give me a perception check, please.
Well, I'm unconscious, so I think it's a 1.
Yeah, can I do something about that?
Yeah.
Lay on hands for 42 hit points.
Okay.
Holy shit.
26 on my perception.
Okay.
20 on mine.
Tess, the most startling point about this revival and health is going to be that you are not in the place where you last remember being. You are in the kind of safety and comfort of the receiving room at Neverwinter, seated currently by Lady Gwendolyn. Alright, Banquo. As Daemion offers lay on hands, you very astutely take your sense of the room and you notice something.
Oh, fuck. Well. Do I notice it, or do I just not see? Yeah. Because I didn't really know where it was, but yeah.
With a
If
26,
that's the first thing.
you looked around.
Yeah.
You had your senses about you. You knew what you were doing.
Yeah.
And that's what you came up with.
I need to figure out how to do that, because I need to do... Oh, duh. I will point my finger and cast another message. By the way, people can tell that I'm casting a spell, they just can't hear what I'm saying.
Okay. Are you going to tell everybody what you noticed?
For now, I'm going to stay a little bit aloof and just try to subtly message it to people.
Okay.
So, is my bag still where I set it down?
Banquo, you want to go ahead and field that one?
Where's your bag?
I set it down just over there before I came back.
We need to get back to Mavon.
We took 24 seconds at the most, maybe 18 seconds. It's gone.
The artifact has been
Should have been
placed
12.
for safe keeping, as it is too powerful to be out of the vault.
Do we believe her?
Give me a shot.
I don't believe anyone anymore.
That's it, man. I'm going to law school. No.
Sometimes people just turn into dragons and shit, man.
Yeah.
18 insight check. Do I believe her?
As you know, she's hard to read. She's weird. She doesn't really kind of seem socially, she's a little socially awkward. But yeah, she speaks with authority. She put it out there with her whole chest. And in a very kind of cool and like aloof way. Just a matter of fact, yeah. Can't be trusted outside of the vault, so we have taken it. I worry about the damage its removal may cost. But that is for another time. Currently, we have to focus on this Illithrax.
We need to get back to Melvon now. And Tes'serana like struggles to her feet.
Hold
She goes
on.
back to Melvon.
Hold on. Where did you hear that name?
Gwendolyn, while still kind of like just shit posture on this chair, is going to reach her hand over the scrying orb just off the chair. And she's going to show
She's been keeping an eye on us.
the view from it. It is a very distorted visual view of what appears to be a small, very tiny room with the same wall material and the same basic design as a dragon vault. These vaults can keep all kinds of things. Dragons, artifacts, sometimes both, sometimes only one. This one, fortunately due to its size, is only suited for one thing. And in there, it shall remain until the others can be gathered.
We don't have time to talk about this. We need to get to Melvon now.
If you were
Please
watching us
teleport
the
us.
entire time, there are people right now in Holberg and Melvont, maybe Thentia.
And she goes over the orb, and the image shifts to the view of an idyllic seaside town overrun by zombies with a rotted dragon corpse laying in the middle of the city square.
We have to try. There's still time. If it's just zombies, there's time. If the dragon's down, there's time. Put us back.
This renewer and their horde will be dealt with the full ferocity of all that I can bring to bear from the Lord's Alliance. Unfortunately, another vault is about to be infiltrated, and if what's inside of that gets out, the dragon may be the least of our problem.
We're in no shape to deal with another vault right now. Let us do the good we can and get who we can out of Melvon.
So say you all?
Where did you just show us?
That was Melvon, I think.
It remains the once glorious and protected city of Holberg.
Yeah, I was going to say, there's no way in hell he got to Melvont that fast.
Your
Not when he I was able to stop him from flying for even a little while after we got back here.
I couldn't remember where the map was, and without my notes, I'm
so
a person with
And-
thoughts sometimes.
she waves it over, and from like an artificially placed point of view, this is not seeing through the eyes of somebody on the ground, not a bird, not anything. This is almost looks like a deliberately placed perspective showing the entire city. The walls still intact. Wasn't crashed into by a dying Topaz Dragon remains. The city, for the most part, remains. Just a kind of hole where something crashed into it. And, some zombies running around.
From the sounds of it.
If this is your biggest pressing issue, then so be it. the cleanup for the next one will be larger. Say once.
I don't think.
Say together. To Holberg or to bigger, more threatening issues?
Tess,
There's
I
no way
don't.
what are we going to do against another one of those? I can't do anything. And if we face another dragon, what are we possibly going to do against it until we can get to sleep? At least we spend the rest of our day helping.
I cannot send you directly to the vault. Their location is a mystery. We only know from the map where they may be. And we believe with the threat coming that we have a general idea of where you're going. But its nature inhibits certain magics.
As much as I hate to abandon something that
Can we at least get word to Melvon? We need to show them that their leader's an idiot. He gave me fake sending stones.
He will be dealt with. The Lord's Alliance has decided that they are not caring for their citizenry or the populace as a whole through their malfeasance of city management.
Oh, so the mayor's son was right. You are trying to take over.
I'd love to see his face when he finds out.
Good. About time.
From the looks of things, Holberg's lost.
Yeah.
There's no good we can even do there anymore. But
At this,
give us the night in Melvon to tie things up,
We
get
have
back
that
on our
much
feet.
time.
I will even allow you to bring the current leadership into custody. Fair?
Very fair.
that'll work.
You have until nightfall tomorrow. You will be in this chamber, willingly or otherwise. She snaps her finger, and just like that, bang, transported outside of the Green Rug Inn. You can hear the mayor's son inside boasting like he is in barely coherent and correct sentences. The crowd, half flattering, empty laughter, half groan. It is as if nothing has changed since you have left, despite everything that you have seen in this town carries on as he always has. And with that, we will end it today, because I imagine you all are going to go like Navy SEALs in this door.
Oh my god, I think Tes'serana's gonna punch somebody for the first time ever. Swing score 10, let's go.
Yeah, I wasn't about to be subtle.
Thanks for the tea, though, man. Nice to meet you. So,
I mean, I'm a man who likes tea.
hey, that's why he accepted. He offered you some. So that's how they go. So yeah, we have contacted our first dragon in Dynasty of Dragons. So it is not just a giant red herring. You're welcome. Might be the only one. Oops, wrong one. Boo. All right. It was a Topaz Dragon. Thank you, Fizzbands, the kind of impetus for this whole campaign. So yeah, we've gone on a little bit. We've encountered a dragon. We stole an orb. Well done there. To mixed success. As always, you saw a great show with amazing role players behind those characters. They are even better people. We'll get a little chance to meet them, get a little insight into their characters' heads just in this quick moment, and then we will get out of here. Basall, the least likely thief, like size-wise. You're just the one that hides in plain sight. And you don't see me take this. I don't see a damn thing. Whoop. Alright, so you stole an orb. You put it down. Harold sent you back. And in the brief amount of time in which you almost died,
Yeah.
you turn back to find that Banquo notices the bag is gone, and Gwendolyn shows you that she has stored it away.
Okay, so I have to ask clarification on that because
Yeah, we do need that bag.
Seriously, the other stuff in the bag.
That's my bag. They can have the relic, but that's my bag.
Yeah, can we clarify that like the bag is still there, but the orb is like
It's gonna be very
she gives the
hard.
bag back.
It's gonna be very hard to softball an ogre head at dipshit without my bag.
Got it.
Like we gotta go back. Just open the box again. It's fine.
Just bamf back. Hey, can I get the bag stuff? Like, or just the head? Like, that's all I need. You can keep the rest. I don't care. I just need
to
this
throw
head.
it at the
No,
jackass.
no, I need the whole bag.
Okay.
There's too
Oh,
much
how the
shit in that
hell they're
bag.
gonna lift that bag anyway?
Right.
Like, with what's in
Yeah,
that
that's-
bag, it probably weighs as much as any one or two of
It-
them.
It's got the Guardians,
Okay.
the big green dudes.
All right.
It's
Basall
11.
concerned about his luggage. It's still a domestic flight, but your luggage can still get lost. These things happen, connecting portals and differing planes of existence. All right. So you need your stuff back. You want to throw Ogre at Homeboy. Where are you on the priority list of what's going to be next in the vault and what could have been with this?
Basall doesn't have the background with education that the other party members have. So his whole thing is that he was told they were going to help people if they feel that a certain path is the better path. This is higher priority than this. He might offer up a counterpoint, but he's gonna tend to fall in because if that's what the party feels, well,
Helping the people
I'm here to
who
help.
need help is the people who
Right.
might.
Right.
Logical? Totally logical. And great. Tell us a little bit about John.
John is very sick.
You powered through it, buddy. I appreciate
Yeah.
it.
I've been over here
barely
sweating my
noticed.
ass off.
Yeah, I'm sweating too, but for different reasons.
I've been gaming. I've been doing this for, well, not streaming it, but playing D&D for 15 odd some years. I have missed less sessions with you, almost a year than any other campaigns I've ever played in. Because it plagues us all, canceling.
The stream is kind of the unseen stick over the thing.
Right.
Because it's not just like, oh, we can't play, but like I have to put it on like social media that this game's not happening. So it's a little bit of a stick.
And like, if this was in-person game, I'm 45 minutes away from most of my friends that play, and I'm sick. There's no way I'm getting in the truck and driving.
Sure.
But I can come sit at my desk and do, which has opened up a lot of opportunities to play, specifically through your group, through a couple of the other groups. And I've had a blast doing it. Stepping into the streaming side of it has definitely opened up my options to play, and I've enjoyed it.
Yes, man. I'm glad. Banquo. So, yeah, you had a sip of tea. It was really good. Maybe Gwendolyn would like to hear about that. You don't know. So yeah, you notice the bag is missing. What do you think? What do you think of the dragon? You sympathetic to his plight? Okay, I'm gonna go with no.
To an extent, I can understand a person being in a situation that they don't want to be in and taking whatever measures of control that they have to their logical extension. But, Banquo is still not down for all of this bullshit. And, but he also is not one who will stay and die in a fight if he thinks that there's a chance to get away. So he's glad that the others were also able to get away.
Fair. Tell us a little bit about Nick.
Yeah. So, Nick, I've been gaming with you for a year now, almost coming up on, and like John said, this online D&D has opened up the ability to play so much. I mean, I'd never even played for the first time. I played once in person, and then after that, I've only played online games between my brother-in-law's game and when that started to fizzle out, finding one-shots online, and it's led me to you and other DMs like Tim and friends like Robin, John, and Raz here. And I'm just really glad that I decided to take a break from Skyrim and pick up some D&D.
Nice. And we do miss our boy Tim, who, because of scheduling things, has his own thing going on, but he was one of our first players as well. He actually played in the first one-shot, I'm almost positive. A great DM, a friend of ours. We miss you, buddy. Hopefully we can get together and play again soon. Raz, the toucher of the orb, the grounder of dragonflight, and otherwise the most nimble rescue, backdraft, slow motion, carrying the unconscious drow artificer in your arms while bamfing out to return to the throne room. From a roleplay standpoint, I think you pretty much nailed both ends of the deal today. and last session too, with the touching of the orb to begin with. So you've seen a dragon now. Sort of reasonable, not maybe the big scary thing that you would have an image of. Same thing as Banquo. You sympathetic to the dragon's kind of plight, or paladin? No, not really.
A little.
Okay.
Like, that was a really long conversation, and I kept waiting for a tipping point because it really could have gone either way. But at the end, he just definitely was not up for negotiating, and he's dangerous. And I've committed, especially in this game, to doing what the character would do, even if it's not the smartest or whatever. And I was coming to terms with the fact that Daemion was going to die tonight up until the moment that Robin's character Tess got knocked out of the sky. And that changed everything, because he would absolutely have stayed there and died fighting that dragon, but he wasn't going to let someone else do it, especially not someone he's known for a while.
And a couple speed bumps aside, I feel like you achieved what you wanted to. You wanted the orb more than anything. Willing to antagonize a dragon to do it. Check. Everybody's alive. Ish. Check. A little unfinished business. Check. Before perhaps unpacking whatever freakish horror comes next from my mind. This was just the first one.
Well, believe it or not, it wasn't the orb that he wanted. Couldn't care less. What he wanted was to get rid of the thing that was endangering all those towns. And yeah, okay, only time in 1600 years, except it could happen again next week.
Sure.
No.
His logic was that, like, over the course of all the years, those are the number of people that have died, the ones that you've seen. And for him, in his belief of power and his capability, feels like he deserves a pat on the back. I could have killed everybody a bunch of times over. You're welcome.
Yeah, I think he patted himself on the back enough for all of us.
That was your moment, like with the mayor's kid telling the bartender to clean up. That was your moment where you're just like, you know what? No, fuck this guy.
Like, he couldn't offer a single reassurance that it wouldn't happen again. So I will make sure it will never happen again.
Dragon Pinky Slayer. Just watch out. Pinky's probably big. And we will finish up with Tess. Quite the emotional end of last session to end of this session and the in-between for Tess. Learning a little bit that maybe she is unprepared to have to deal with. and as well as, to her credit, really standing her ground with the dragon. Like, you
Do
really
something about it then.
you stood your ground.
We're all fine here. How are you? I mean, Manny, I don't mean to put you on blast, but it took me having Constitution as my dump stat for you to knock me on my ass. Gotta say.
Like I said, not purposefully. The dragon was chosen for its type and its personality. The beyond that, I don't really pay attention. I imagine eventually through all of them, I'll hit somebody's dump stat eventually.
Yeah, that was. I haven't been knocked on my ass as a character in a long time, so that was a lot of fun for me. Like that's the tension I've been craving for a bit. Is just like, come on, get me. And there were so many cool moments. And there were so many cool moments of like Basall vanishing, coming back to help, like Banquo just looking this thing in the face, and I already told Rassus, but like when Daemion like ran to her, I like teared up a little bit. I was like, that got me in the feels, real good.
It was a very cool moment.
Yeah, and so now she's like, again, the orb was the hardest she'd ever been hit previously. She just woke up on full adrenaline with like the source of so many problems in front of her. He's getting cold clocked. Like, it won't be powerful. She's gonna flip out. Also, gonna get an orchid thrown at him, I guess. So
don't forget your inspiration when you go to take that swing.
An orchid? Like a flower?
Orchid. I just spoke quickly.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, what? That'll teach you. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, nice.
Listen.
Lily's
I almost died.
Yes, you did. All right. So next week, it seems we will do our return to Melvant. Maybe the Gwendolyn Airlines will return Basall his bag. They will. All they care about, all they want is the orb. They'll even send it to you with your heavy ass armor in it too, if you want it. We'll start there for a little bit of retribution as the party drags their feet, fearful of whatever horrendous freak show has the typically aloof Gwendolyn a little concerned. She doesn't seem to be bothered by much, so if she's barking about a pressing issue, I would check into it. That has been it for us tonight. I am like literally exhausted. I'm hot. I'm sweaty. This has been just an unbelievably tense moment, and I appreciate everybody's commitment to the characters, even though I know you were very smart and capable people, and in real life situations you would have just gotten the fuck out of there like you should have. But your commitment to your characters, Tess absolutely standing her ground, Daemion being heroic, Basall being practical and caring about people, and then Banquo just being cool and having a cup of tea with this dragon. Those are the little things amongst this big campaign of fighting dragons and this mystery and these things that really resonate the most with me. I am so thankful to have people capable of existing in a group like this and kind of rolling with their characters and knowing what they would do and making wise decisions and decisions I honestly didn't anticipate. Every week it's something new and I have to adjust, and I am so thankful to people that think like that and make me get better as a DM every week while you watch live and they sit here and stare at me like a psychopath. But that will be it for us tonight and our week of D&D. You can join us next Tuesday back for probably the second to last episode of Season 1 of Eberron Tranquility's Twilight. We have a dead PC from yesterday's episode, so that will become a major part of this week's episode. And then you can join us here Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, twitch.tv/GrowedUpGeek for episode 9 of Dynasty of Dragons, episode 9. As the party kind of gets back to do the last little bit of spring cleaning in Thar before heading off into the unknown, like in Frozen 2. So to all my players, thank you so much. To Wrecked Hands Pandaus, thank thank you for the follow. We appreciate everybody who watched tonight. We appreciate the support. To my players, thank you for being amazing and being a part of this. It means the world to me. And that's going to be it for us tonight. Always remember, I love Dungeons & Dragons and the people who play it. And I will see everybody next week for more D&D. Thanks for watching, and good night.